Bro, didn't I just explain this shit to you in Random Gripes 11? What it is, it's your boy Krome, dog. Up in this bitch. Bitch. That one kind of hurt my neck. And if I'd have threw my head down too goddamn far, I wouldn't have had a very good night with my back. Anyway, to the point. Because it seems that this John Morant character has not learned his goddamn lesson. I mean, had it been an entire 2 months yet? I'm a little late with this damn video, but I'm glad I fucking waited. I mean, shit, I don't know. I ain't been fucking counting. I know it ain't been long enough to make that kind of fuck up again, that's for sure. But, as always, it seems these days, he ain't the only motherfucker I need to talk to once again. And so, without further ado. Oh, and I went back to Natty for this one. Alright, let's get the fuck to it. Cause you remember, in Random Gripes 11, I mentioned that the nigga was at a goddamn club waving a fucking gun around. On IG Live. This time, this nigga was in a car with some of his homies. Waving a gun around. On IG Live. Now, a lot of people say that John Morant is keeping the wrong company around him. But then, I saw the second video for myself. Home cuz who had damn phone tried his best to put that motherfucker the fuck down before that gun became a part of the video. Which leads me to believe, no, he ain't keeping the wrong company around him. He is the wrong company around him. And that thought was further brought on by even more shit that I found out his ass was involved in. A fight with a high schooler, pulling guns out on that high schooler, pointing what could very easily be mistaken as a gun laser at other team at members of other team organizations or whatever the fuck. Like at members of another team and shit. I don't know if it was players or upper motherfuckers, but whoever it was a dumb fucking move. And yeah, they make laser pointers for us regular motherfuckers to buy. I've had a few my goddamn self. But if I see somebody pointing a red dot at me, I ain't taking no fucking chances, because I know what the fuck else it goes on. As the nicer southerners would say it, pew-pews. The way I see it, he'll be lucky if he still even got a goddamn spot in the league. Because you know them type of motherfuckers, they looking for a reason to say no. Nike said, fuck your shoes. I think Powerade said Desert Storm. And then this motherfucker... Jai, you can't be doing this shit, because hear me out. You do realize that you live in a country, probably a world, full of conspiracy theorists, right? There are motherfuckers who think that there's somebody out to get you behind this shit. Like somebody gonna off you for fucking up their money or something. And I don't know whether or not you knew that, but what you can't be doing is taking your ass on motherfucking social media and just saying, bye. Saying how much you love all your whatever family members and whatever team members and whoever was there to support you and all that shit, and then just bye. You made them conspiracy theorists think that you know you finna die and you accepting it. So to a nigga like me that know that kind of person out there exists, that was kind of a jump scare. Not on your behalf because what the fuck, but on their behalf because what the fuck. Ain't like this nigga actually shot no goddamn body. But then again, there is that whole thing about motherfuckers who are actually in them streets don't like posers. They don't like motherfuckers who ain't gangster acting gangster. So that was part of what made it a jump scare too, on behalf of them niggas. Oh, and I'm sorry, Ja, I gotta fucking talk about this. You ain't the first, you won't be the last, but I'm just making this known. We know when you motherfuckers are saying some shit that's not coming from you. Because anytime a motherfucker says some shit that's not coming from them, they sound different. They sound a lot like this. And, they pretty much keep the same 2 or 3 tones, 2 or 3 pitches of their tone. As if they trying to read out of a book that's kind of difficult to read. And they don't quite know what's to come next. And so they keep this tone of voice, you know what I'm saying? And it's fucking annoying. I don't want to hear no AI generated writing your motherfucking ass just rehearsed. I want to hear from you. And it ain't for just you. That's for any motherfucking body. You, politicians, fucking businessmen and women, all them motherfuckers. Anytime there's some shit to say it from you, not from whatever the fuck that shit came from. Cause you don't even talk like that. I don't even know you and I know that much. Because who the fuck does? One of the reasons I ain't in the fucking general public, in no shit like that and what you doing, no type of shit like that, is because if motherfuckers want to hear from me, motherfuckers gonna hear me. All the motherfuckers and fuck this and bitches and hoes and shit, goddamn, they gonna hear all that. Because you hearing from Krome Dome and not some shit Krome Dome had to memorize. I ain't gonna sit up and say, I messed up and I'm learning. I'm gonna say, I fucked up and I gotta fix that. Might even say it just like that with the fucking stutter and all. Okay, bum from the PJs. Let me help you out with something real quick. One last thing before I talk to the other side of this fucking spectrum. Like I just said a little while ago. I don't know where the fuck this ends for you. These motherfuckers got the entire off season to think about a fucking punishment for you. And in my head, that ain't looking too good. If all they give you is a half a season suspension, be glad, bruh. They done booted motherfuckers out the league for less. Follow the fucking rules. I don't give a damn if you don't agree with them. If you don't agree with the rules, get the fuck out of the association. And I say that to anybody. Now, to the fans. Because who the fuck else would the other spectrum be? Now let me start this off by saying, while I am not a pro-gun advocate, I am pro-gun. I'm a Marine. I believe every fucking body should be able to defend themselves from whatever the threat may be. I believe everybody who's sound-minded enough should be able to own a gun. Yeah, the forefathers made that a constitutional right because they didn't account for the fucking nut jobs. But of course, y'all don't think about that. All y'all think about is amendment, amendment, amendment. They wasn't thinking about the entire fucking spectrum. But be that as it may, I still believe in gun rights. But I also believe in gun legislation, which don't necessarily equate to taking your damn guns away. It just equates to the nut jobs shouldn't fucking have one. And why the fuck do you need a fully auto with a 30-round clip? 30-round clip, okay. But why the hell you need that bitch to be fully auto? Who the hell you finna go to war with? I love that 3-round burst. And maybe that's just because I fell in love with the M16. And for the folks who don't know, semi-auto means, yeah, fucking, it could be single fire. It could be fucking 3-round burst. It could be, well, we know what fully auto is. But all semi-auto means is it loads on its own. That don't mean it spits 10 rounds in half a second. That's fully auto. And please point me to the gun that got that firing rate. I want to hear that bitch. Anyway, back to the topic. I'm all for gun rights. But a lot of you motherfuckers missed the main point of this Ja Morant shit. Alright, so how about we do this? How about we use me? How about we use me and some shit that I do? And I started back doing it after a couple of years of not. I donate plasma. And I'm not sure if it's true for every one of the plasma centers, but the one that I go to, no weapons allowed in. Now, I'm not a licensed to carry motherfucker, but let's say I am one. No, just for the purpose of the story. If I take my gun in that bitch and they find it on me, I'm never donating there again. Because while I did not break a law, I broke one of their rules. And that's what a lot of you motherfuckers fail to realize with a whole lot of these famous especially when it comes to these fucking sports teams and shit, these sports organizations, any type of organization, y'all motherfuckers fail to realize that the law ain't got shit with the individual rules of the place you at. The law says I can carry that motherfucker, but the building I'm trying to go into says keep it the fuck outside, or you will never come back in this bitch. And yeah, those rules mean something too, people. Not just the rules of the feds. And in this case, what we got is a image problem. No, he did not break a law. Maybe. Well, you know what? I was gonna say it could be argued in that car video, but come to find out that was in Tennessee, and Tennessee is flat the fuck out constitutional carry, no license needed for none of that shit. If you really believe in gun rights, do that shit. But anyway, okay, so the motherfucker didn't break no goddamn law. Okay, so the motherfucker didn't break he didn't directly break no NBA rules. But do you think the NBA wants somebody representing them that's gonna do some shit like that? Nigga, no! I wouldn't represent some shit like that. And I am nothing big. So something big definitely ain't going for it. Y'all motherfuckers are so stuck on rights, you forgot about rules. Rules. The thing that basically kept civilization going from the start. Because without rules, we'd be just about as extinct as the fucking buffaloes we like to talk about in stories. Nah, they wasn't that fucking easy to kill. We just killed them the fuck off. Because back then, nobody governed our hunting. Rules and laws are put there for a fucking reason. And some places' rules completely differ from the actual laws. And if you don't want to follow those rules, then don't try to be a part of that place. That be it the NBA, the NFL, Walmart, church, whatever the fuck it is. If one of their rules is some shit you don't want to do, then don't be there. Because here's a little fun fact about Krome Dome real quick before I let you go. Nothing pisses me off more than a motherfucker who shows up thinking they finna change the goddamn rules out of no fucking where. Like any black cop that joined up because they thought they was finna change how motherfuckers view cops. All the fuck they did was fall right the fuck in line. And that's all the fuck anybody's gonna do. Because if they don't, they end up like one of them bums on the streets. Homeless, living in a box under a bridge, talking bullshit with a goddamn tinfoil hat on their head. Ever wonder how the fuck they got that way? For some of them, shit happened and it was out of their control. But for a good number of them, they didn't want to follow rules. And once the word got out about them, then nobody else want to fuck with them. And so they ended up on the streets. Ja, don't end up like that. Please. You have been propped up to be the face of the fucking league. If not just your franchise. And believe me, the Grizzlies need a fucking face. But what they don't need is a nigga from middle class living acting like he from the fucking projects. Take it from me. The projects ain't shit to be proud of, bruh. Get your mind right. Please.